Bodhicitta. Here, generation of Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is a Sanskrit language. But these Bodhicitta, the essence, point meanings actually, as you know, compassion, loving kindness, or pure motivation. That is the Bodhicitta, actually. But normally everybody, each person, had the seed of compassion and loving kindness. Doesn't matter, no matter as how strong, how pure. But anyway, as a high or low, but each person, we have the seed of compassion and love is there. But our ordinary people's very beginning, untamed mind or untrained mind, compassion, love, is very, very limited. Very limited, very tiny, very weak. The power is not strong that much, So therefore, you can see how much you can love, and you can attitude to your compassion and love to other beings. Of course, you can love yourself, But how many you can much to share your love and compassions, the empathy and sympathy mind to other beings? You can count the number, under your finger. Maybe you have 5 people. Maybe you have, if you are very great kindness person, and then maybe you have 100 friends, 100. But still not so much compared of the human realm beings or other sentient beings, still very, very limited. That means is that your real compassion, your real love can pervading equally to the of your people or your friends, around of 100 friends. For example, if you have lost friend and then 100s, it's a good, nice, beautiful, but not limitless. That is very, very limited, still very tiny, So that is what problems, because you can only attachment, desire to your people, your friend. You want to protect, you want to support, you want to take care, you want to responsibility to yourself or your people only. That means as long as you have too strong, very excessive attachment to your people, and then the opposite, the other people, to the other people you have aversionment and angry, jealous, hatred, harmful thought, or so forth, so many different negative emotions naturally, because it's the two separations, from your side and from other side. Between there, we too strong attachment to our side, and with too strong aversion to the other side. Between there, that is why quarreling to each other, fighting to each other, jealous to each other, and lying to each other. So many different problems, in the sense small two group or two of the peoples between, until as a country to country, the problems. The main root is that is problems, because not enough the compassion and love for developing compassion love, not enough strong. But we had the seed of compassion and love, but not yet grow up enough. That is, so we can say that is Bodhicitta. That is maybe one of a group, like big ocean like of the Bodhicitta, So now, in this case, we need to generation our compassion, our love, into the limitless way. If you can cultivate in your mind on the great compassion and great love, which means is the boundless love, boundless compassion, if you can develop it into limitless way, that means is your compassion, your love, kindness, you can providing equally to all the sentient beings, all the people, all the other peoples, not only our friend or all our people, but we can share your compassion, love, mentally, your energy, you can pervading or pervasive equally to all the other beings, human beings. Not only human beings, then finally you can share your compassion, love, even as the non-human beings, means 6 realm beings, mentally. So that is the Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta mind. You want to benefit them. You want to lead them, and gradually and step into the path of achievement, final state of enlightenment mind. Enlightenment mind is at the very beginning, ordinary people are untamed mind, or untrained mind, or something is the negative emotion mind. As a very ordinary mind is covered the field with of disturbing emotion mind, afflictive emotion mind. That I mentioned to you: desire, anger, ignorance, jealous, hatred, harmful thought, harming mind, miserliness mind, greed mind, and pride, arrogant, so many different kind of negative emotions. It's a day and night, around us, our mind. So that is why we say that is ordinary mind. So, and therefore, we need to change. We need to avoid such disturbing emotion mind. We need to purification. We need to purify such disturbing emotion mind. Change, transform into the positive emotion, which is positive emotion of compassion, the pure compassion, pure loving kindness, the pure tolerance, pure patience, pure wisdom, and pure empathy and sympathy mind. So empathy, sympathy means is when you can experience to others' problems, when you can experiencing the generality of others' happiness, both. That is empathy, the sign you have the power of empathy, energy of the sympathy, the word, equally. So, and then is gradually will be finally you want to lead them. The enlightenment means is completely when the freedom from such the delusions and that of the afflictive emotions, and full completely your heart is a pure perception, pure motivation, pure compassion, love, and wisdom. That is the point, meaning enlightenment mind. That is the liberation. In the Sanskrit language, we say that nirvana. Nirvana is the point, meaning is as peace. This peaceful is achievement state of ultimate peace, not temporary peace, but ultimate peace. So how can you find the ultimate peace? We need to developing mental spiritual qualities or mental and the mentality civilizations. That is why important we need to training your mind with bodhicitta. Bodhicitta mind. No matter, I mentioned you several times, you are traditional or non-traditional, Buddhism, non-Buddhism. But the generation compassion love could be the secular ethic. His Holiness talked many times, they oftenly say the secular ethic. Secular ethic means is for everybody, important to this. Because if lack compassion, love, and problem for everybody, full compassion, love, the heart is then can benefit for everybody, So this conduct, this morality conduct is the secular ethics or secular moral conduct, for everybody. So, but this secular ethics comes from depend to your motivation. We need to training our mind, So we say human mind. I mentioned you before. If you can use in the right way, if you know how to control, how can destroy, how to train, how to training your mind from the disturbing emotion, and then completely can fulfill your wish and benefit to yourself and benefit to others. That is, I'm saying, very precious. But unfortunately, if we use the human mind is in the wrong way, following in the holding the wrong view, something misunderstanding or misconception, and then it's most of one danger in this realm. Human mind is most of the danger one if you use the wrong way. Because the bad motivation, the human mind can destroy not only problem yourself, but can destroy the peace of your family, can hurt members of your family's heart, can destroy your neighborhood, and your city, your village, your country, people of your country, but not only. Finally, it can destroy the harmonies of between the neighboring the countries and two countries, and the world war. It comes from its very beginning start few people's wrong perception. It's very clear, So therefore, in the text we say is to train the inner enemies, internal enemies, more important than to training the external enemies. External enemies you cannot easy to control, because if you don't know how to control your inner enemies, because the external enemies performed from internal enemy. If each person you have the power, potential energy to cut the that can destroy inner enemies, then it's naturally, automatically will be exhaustion from the outer enemies. So therefore, somebody want to freedom from our external enemies, then try first to train our inner enemy, our inner mind, and then you will be free from the outer of enemies. So therefore, important to training our minds.